Hi, everyone. My name is Maggie Boucher, Senior Consultant and HR Tech Lead at Henderson Brothers. Today, I have Amy Wilson, a Senior HR Tech Consultant from iBTR with me, and we're going to chat a bit about how artificial intelligence plays a role in HR technology. I'm sure by now you're familiar with the term artificial intelligence and how, in its nature, it has been a huge disruptor. No matter what industry you're in, no matter what you're working on, there probably is some type of artificial intelligence solution. When doing a quick search on the number of AI companies, I found there are 70,000 worldwide, and around 1 in 4 are based in the US, many of them having implications on human resources in some way. But for purposes of today, Amy's going to tell us and dummy down how artificial intelligence, what it is, the different types of AI, and how AI will impact HR tech. So now I'm going to turn it over to Amy to start us with that conversation.
Thanks, Maggie. As you said, artificial intelligence is definitely a huge buzzword right now in HR tech circles. AI is bringing revolution to the way we work, and HR is no exception to that. So what is AI? We define it as the development of computer systems that can perform tasks that historically required human intelligence, such as recognizing speech, making decisions, and identifying patterns. There are a lot of different types of AI, and the technology has and continues to evolve. So let's go through a few of those types now. The first one, and how AI started, is reactive machines or rules-based systems. These systems operate based on predefined rules. They don't learn from experience. So an example would be a chess playing program that follows fixed algorithms, or benefit administration systems that are able to apply client-specific rules for eligibility and enrollment. This type of AI lacks memory and can't adapt to new situations. From there, we went into machine learning. These AI systems can learn from historical data and make predictions. They use past experiences to improve their performance. And common applications would be recommendation systems or language translation systems. Where we're really getting into now is generative AI, which is deep learning AI that can create certain types of images, text, videos, or other media in response to prompts. So basically, it learns and is trained on documents and artifacts that already exist online. The key differentiator here is that it can create new content. Example would be chatbots, which we all have experience with. It really shouldn't remove the human component of human resources. Rather, HR professionals will use generative AI to automate routine and repetitive elements of their work, freeing up time for them to nurture and develop the human-to-human skills needed for their more high-value tasks. And last, one that doesn't exist yet is theory of mind or human-like AI. And this involves machines understanding human emotions, beliefs, and intentions. Imagine AI with empathy and social awareness. I was thinking of Rosie from the show The Jetsons when I thought about this one, where the robot understands their emotions.
And I feel like, just to interject there, Amy, I feel like the way that AI has progressed, how you're talking about, right, how we started from reactive to machine to generative AI, it's almost like where we started with enrollment, right? HR teams and benefit teams were using paper enrollment forms, right? And that was great. That's how we were enrolling people. Then we moved on to basic systems where employees would make their elections. And now these systems have become even more robust with connections to all different, outside vendors, to payroll, to just so many different places, and so all the progression is, you can kind of like use it that way, where AI is doing that and is always, it keeps going in a different direction and is making progress into these different ways.
Yeah, all the time. Absolutely. I was thinking too of, remember how everyone used to have a GPS thing in their car, like that wasn't part of the car?
Yes, right. The Garmin's.
Yeah, the Garmin, and then had to update the app, the maps, and everything. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Yep. So now let's talk to me about how you think AI will impact HR technology?
Sure, let's just go through a couple HR functions. First off, recruiting. So AI tools will help with again, the routine and administrative work, not just by doing it more quickly, but by finding more efficient and personalized ways to reach out to prospective hires and advertise a workplace. So rather than being used as a form of screening, it would be thought of as a tool that will help recruiters and other HR professionals to get a better understanding of candidates as unique human beings before meeting them face to face. Next, from the standpoint of workforce development, generative AI is great for training because it learns, right? So it can create anything from complex technical manuals to simple step-by-step walkthroughs, and these reports can be personalized to individual learners, considering their unique skills and learning requirements. Then when we talk about workplace management and analytics, all HR systems have some type of a reporting module. But this is really getting more and more complex with AI. So rather than spending hours studying metrics and statistics, generative AI tools can quickly analyze data and compile reports highlighting key workforce trends. It can identify future staffing needs, highlight areas and causes of high staff turnover. It'll provide quick, relevant insights into factors like employee sentiment and satisfaction, and also be used to create narrative and visual projections around the impact of strategic HR decisions. I actually tried this out, Maggie, where I pulled just a census Excel worksheet into an AI tool, and I just typed how many employees are there in this age range, or how many dependents are there over age 26, and it just comes right back and tells you. And then it'll give you even more ideas.
Yeah, besides having to put a formula around it, having to filter, having to make pivot tables, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And lastly, employee experience. So AI will be used for creating onboarding materials that are relevant to individual new hires instead of the generic new hire materials that are currently being used. And it'll really provide answers to common HR queries in a relevant way through chatbots and gathering, interpreting employee feedback. So just a summary.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna also say that, I know how you spoke that that it doesn't take the human out of human resources, but I kind of see with all these different applications on how it can help these different areas that you just went through, that maybe it could allow, right, depending on the company and the role, HR to be a little bit more strategic and not be bogged down by these redundant tasks that just take so much time, right? So by applying and putting in these AI these AI solutions, a company could maybe focus on some more strategic planning, and we're seeing, right, a lot of the times that there's a lot of turnover in HR, and that these companies aren't necessarily getting, maybe, I don't want to say the best candidates, or candidates to even apply. So they have one person running an entire HR department with recruiting and benefits and everything else. And again, it doesn't take the human out of it, but maybe some things they could look at to outsource to some type of AI solution.
Yeah, and that goes kind of into my summary, because that's a big fear, right? Is AI going to replace our jobs? And in this case, I feel like rather than that, it will elevate the role of HR people. So, right now people think the perception of HR professionals is that they're kind of the back office functions and they're doing all these repetitive administrative tasks. But the higher level of visibility given to that human-centric elements of their work will mean that they're less likely to be perceived that way, and they instead become sort of more deeply ingrained in the working lives of their colleagues, because they're able to focus on things they didn't have time to focus on before.
Absolutely.
And have all of this data and analytics and everything at their fingertips.
Yep. And we know that data is king right now, and not just aspects of HR, but in every other aspects of benefit plans and looking at data for basically every part of a company's function.
And with
So thank you
AI, it's
so,
not,
yeah.
you don't think of data as just a spreadsheet anymore. It could be images, it could be presentations,
Yep.
videos. So that's another great thing about it.
So thanks so much for giving us some information, the background, defining AI, kind of where we see HR using HR or AI and that kind of stuff. And I think if any of you that are listening have any additional questions regarding anything Amy talked about today, please reach out to myself at Henderson Brothers, and we can get you connected with iBTR. And just so everyone knows who's listening, iBTR is one of Henderson Brothers' strategic partners in everything we do related to HR technology. They've been a wonderful partner to us since 2017. iBTR is the largest independent mid-market HR technology consulting firm in the country. They track the top HR technology providers, and they really help us determine the best fit for our clients. They work hand in hand with us to do that. Additionally, they allow us to navigate today's constantly changing technology landscape. Never would I thought when we started working with them in 2017, would Amy and I be having a discussion on artificial intelligence. So they really provide us with great advice regarding benefits administration, payroll, timekeeping, learning management systems, HRIS, onboarding, performance management, and so much more. And through the relationship with iBTR, they can also provide escalation services. So if you're having issues with your current providers, they can help intervene and help with that. They can provide a technology gap analysis to see what other technology or what you're missing from your current technology process. They provide competitive pricing through a benchmarking analysis to see what I'm paying today. Is that really competitive? And can we get even more competitive? And they manage the HR technology RFP process, which if any of you have gone through that in your past, is huge, right? It is a huge undertaking, and you don't know what you don't know. And things change, right? So they'll allow you, they'll take that off your hands. And if you'd like to evaluate alternative carriers and vendors, they'll do that through that RFP. Or if you're looking for a bolt-on provider, like a learning management system or something else, they can help with that too, depending on what your current technology is. So we really rely on iBTR. We love our partnership with iBTR. And I can't thank you enough, Amy, for spending time with me today to talk about
Thanks
AI.
for having me. Yep, thank you.